Hello. Hi, and welcome back. Welcome right on back to Flowers in the Winter. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. The last time we were together, literally all of the everything happened. We did, oh, there was so much. We got a key, and then we put all the clues together, and we deduced that there was a hidden room in the library this whole time, just there. And then we had a bit of a run-in with Yuzuriha and Narine on the way to uncovering that mystery, and we won her over with the power of the love we have in our hearts. And we all took a trip down to this to secret door land behind the bookcase, and we discovered what we can only assume to be the skeletal remains of one Sayori Kifune. And that's where we stopped. But yeah, so we have confirmation that both Shion Basquiat and Sayori Kifune are dead. Shion very likely died in the chapel fire, and it seems that, stricken with regret for not making up with her when she had the chance, Sayori committed suicide. So that's rough. Wait, can you say suicide in videos anymore on YouTube? I don't know, man. This video just gets kerblamoed because I said the word. Or is it just a monetization thing? I don't know. I don't monetize my garbage. Like, who would pay for this? How many times have I been asked whether I'm okay? That's something I ask myself every day. I just have that face where people ask me, are you okay? I've been asked time and time again by my Amitié partner and by Ichigo-san and Ringo-san, peering at me with concern, plain on their faces. Yeah? Finding something like that'll do it to you, especially, you know, with what that means. You know that this academy's hiding something real screwed up, like they're hiding a dead student. How did that never get out? I've been asked it by Erika-san and Takasaki-san as I sat in the library pretending to read a book while staring into space. And it's not only my friends. Everyone with any connection to me has come up to ask whether I'm all right, and their brows furrowed in concern. And while I haven't admitted it to a single soul, I am most certainly not okay. What I saw that moonlit night in the library's hidden room was beyond anything I could have ever imagined. A discovery so tragic and gruesome that it left me shell-shocked. I can imagine! Like, this is pretty messed up for a child to go through. Most children are not like that intimately familiar with death. You know, probably for most of their lives, like somebody it's not often you're going to see a completely decomposed corpse in your life. That's very likely never going to happen. Within that discovery, I encountered both the goddess of truth and the tulpa of agape. If I went to speak with Sister Basquiat now, knowing what I know, there's no way she could ignore me. I'd be able to get Mayuri back. I stare out the corridor window at the snowflakes fluttering down from the sky. Her words swirl through my head like wind-wrought patterns in the snow. After seeing what lays in that room, I understood it all. Why Mayuri told me to forget about her. Why she told me she couldn't come back. And what she truly meant by that. And because of this understanding, my thoughts have come to a standstill with the knowledge that I have to stop my single-minded pursuit. No. Rather, my thoughts have stagnated because A sudden voice behind me makes me tear my gaze away from the snow and toward the speaker.
大丈夫?
Hey, how many times have I been asked that? I smile, asking her whether I look that bad, but the concern on her face only deepens. I quickly tell her that I'm fine. Nandemonai!
平気よ。
I try to respond as cheerfully as possible, but Takasaki-san doesn't seem to buy it. She stares intently into my eyes, letting out a little sigh.
あの夜から考え事をしているでしょ。それも深く悩むというよりも心ここにあらずみたいな。
Like, wasn't it weird for everybody else too? Was were Suoh and Rika the only two people weirded out about that?
そんなことあるわよ。みんなが私もそうだけど心配しているのはね。
She's literally traumatized right now.
言葉をあまり知らないからうまく言えないけれど。
Oh.
あなたからはある日ふっといなくなって
Well, like, she's got it in her head that this is a very terrible realization to have come to, and she kind of understands the weight of everything she's kind of been working for has come crashing down. Her words ring true. These feelings are so overwhelming, I do wish I could just disappear, but
心配かけてごめんなさい。でも本当に平気よ。ただ少し疲れているだけなの。白羽さん、明日の演劇会のことで緊張して疲れてしまう。
oh, we're doing the play!
だから本当に
I almost completely forgot about that. What with, you know, dead body discovery and all that. I didn't even do the Danganronpa. A body has been discovered when we literally discovered a body. I've done it in every instance since somebody got knocked out. Or even when it was not called for. But the one time we did find a dead body, I didn't make the Danganronpa a body has been discovered joke. Well, it doesn't appear to convince her. All I can do is repeat the lie. One of the reasons I feel so hollow is because I saw the shoes. After the shock I received in the library, I was far too amped up to sleep. So I slipped out of bed, seated myself in a chair, and stared at the desk that was once Mayuri's. Wrapped in the silence and darkness of night, I gazed at the wooden desk, and then I saw Mayuri massaging her temple with a pen as she looked through her notes for the following day's lessons. The phantom of the past didn't awake the same exalted feeling as when I found her painting in the art room and discovered the hidden message within it. Even though I'd wanted to see her so desperately, and here she was, I shook my head to dispel the vision, then looked over to where Rika-san lay sleeping peacefully. After watching her blanket rising and falling rhythmically for a moment, my gaze slid down the ladder attached to the bunk bed to the shoes resting at its foot. My shoes sat there silently, looking like an old exhausted dog curled in on itself. They were the new pair we'd been given this winter, even though I had buffed and polished them every day. There in the darkness, they seemed worn out. They'd been dragged through the woods, through the snow as I ran around in my search for Mayuri, and were now covered in the little scuffs and scratches as evidence of their labors. Although it wasn't too noticeable, the heels were worn down and shabby. As I stared at those worn shoes in the quiet, darkened room, I became painfully aware of how self-righteous I had been and how empty I now was.
このまま何もしない方がいいのかもしれない。
Now that I understand Mayuri's true intentions, I wonder whether it would be self-righteous of me to disregard her wishes. Her wishes that, like, like, she's not in danger. She's like she left of her own accord. That's sort of like, that's what she's giving into now, right? That's what it feels like. The emptiness yawns within me. I'm awoken from my pointless reverie by the sound of the door.
お待たせ。すぐ入れるわね。
The interruption comes from my amitié partner carrying a teapot.
気を使わなくてもいいのに。
Now, you gotta let her do this. This is all she has.
私が飲みたかったの。最近忙しくてゆっくりお茶をしている暇はなかったでしょ。
Yeah, kind of easy to forget about, happy tea time and cookies when you saw a decomposing body. I hear the pleasant tinkle of tea being poured in that special way Rika-san does it to add air into the liquid. I must have heard it 100 times before, but it never fails to put me at ease.
どうぞ、桜のフレーバーティーよ。ありがとう。
As I take a sip, the scent of cherry blossom envelops me, its fresh taste reminding me of spring. I tell Rika-san that it's delicious, and she smiles back, saying it would pair well with Japanese sweets. Rather than filling the emptiness in me with warmth, her carefree smile only makes me sad.
明日の劇はどう？緊張してる？緊張してないはずはないのだけれど、なぜか
I kind of weirdly just don't care about anything anymore and can probably just automaton my way through this shit. Don't worry. We've already wrapped up rehearsals and all of the costumes and stage settings are ready. Perhaps we could take this opportunity to run through our lines one more time before the actual performance tomorrow, but
ここまで来たら、あとは当たって砕けろの精神よね。砕けてはダメだけれど、やるだけのことはやった。
Suddenly, I find myself lost for words. My amitié partner stares at me for a moment, waiting for me to continue, then turns to the window. Following her gaze, I look out at the falling snow. For a long time, we simply watch the fluttering flakes, occasionally punctuating our vigil, with sips of tea.
なんだか、ずいぶん遠いところまで旅をしてきたみたい。
Yep.
こうして二人並んで雪を見ていると、故郷からずっと離れた旅先で
It's been a long year.
そんな気がするの。
Emotionally, rather than intellectually, I know exactly what she means. I nod silently.
学院に来る途中、桜咲く春の夜にスオさんと出会って、まだ1年も経っていないのに、随分と長い月日が過ぎ去っている気がする。出会いの春が過ぎ、夏は夏で委員長としての責務に追われて、秋はまさか二階屋の会の副会長になるなんて。
Whatever, when she puts it like that, you really get perspective on how far everybody's come. It's not just Suoh that's grown in this way, obviously. She giggles and takes a sip of her tea, and I think back on my own memories from spring to now.
1年にも満たない日々の中で、こんなにも景色が変わってしまうなんて、私自身も変わった気がする。
When I tell her that I feel the same way about myself, my amitié partner looks away from the window and stares into my eyes for a moment before murmuring her agreement.
スオさんも変わった。けれど、変わっていないこともある。マユリのことで迷っているのね。
Yep. Called out. Her words hit me like a slap in the face, and my throat seizes up. Reading the question in my eyes, how did she know? Rika-san smiles affectionately.
ねえ、スオさん。私があなたへ。
Oh, get out of here.
大好きなアミティに
I
伝えら
know
れ
you're
る言
just
葉は
trying to be sweet and flowery,
自
but
分
I
の心に従い
absolutely hate that advice. It's the stupidest advice anybody could ever give anybody. Follow your heart. It's the thing you say when you really don't know what to say. Which, fine. She's a kid. Like, this is despite the fact that these are teenagers dealing with a problem, this is a problem that is much bigger. This is way above the teenager problem pay grade.
迷うときは、誰かの言葉や何か自分以外のものにすがりたくなることがあるけれど、自分の意志で決めるしかないの。誰かの助言や考えが混ざったら、それは自分の意志ではなくなるのよ。自分の意志。スオさんは優しいから、マユリの誰かのために思いを閉ざそうと、とどめようとしている。でも、 他人がどうかなんて関係ない。白羽スオーの意志は白羽スオーが決めなさい。
So go be selfish if you want to be. And if the other side isn't into that selfishness, at least you know, put it out there. I mean, I guess that's the vibe I'm getting right now, at least. In the long silence that follows, I feel something hot bubbling up inside my chest. I know what it is. Oh, you're bringing the theme back. Let's go. I know what it is. This feels like the first time I was ever scolded by my mother. I remember that there was still love in her voice, even as she reprimanded me. Rika Hanabishi is both my best friend and a mother figure to me.
それが最悪の結果になったとしても
Define worst outcome in this instance. What's the worst?
きっと大丈夫よ。そう思うの。ラブストーリーに奇跡はつきものじゃない。
Yeah? I mean, it's a pretty adult way of looking at it. Her tone is joking, and all of a sudden I find myself in tears. My frozen heart is melting beneath her kindness.
大丈夫。何も心配することはないわ。きっとマユリを取り戻すことができる。たとえどんなところに囚われていても、
Oh.
私たちが協力するんだから。
Rika's your day one. This girl's had your back from the get-go. Best to remember that. She takes my hand in hers. Her words of encouragement make me think of Mozart's The Magic Flute. The opera story tells of a man who, led by his friends, goes to rescue a princess imprisoned in a far-off castle. My father, a big opera buff, took me once to see it, and I fell in love with it too.
姫を救うために魔法の鈴と魔法の笛が必要。
Yeah?
私の手には今リッカさんから得た魔法の鈴がある。
The bell is the determination not to give up. And as for the magic flute,
リッカさん、お願いがあるのだけれど。スオーさんのお願いなら何でも聞くわ。
as she puts her hand on her chest, I reach out and touch her hair. At this close proximity, I can smell its citrusy scent, a scent I love.
スオーさん、お願い。私にリッカさんのような勇気をちょうだい。勇気って。
She's melting. She can't help but do it. Her face is flushed red, her eyes screwed shut. I trail my hand over her hair and down her bright. Suoh, again, I understand this newfound appreciation of being really physically affectionate, but...
リッカさんの髪飾り。これ
Aww.
かしら。髪飾り。
She asks me dazedly as I smooth the back tuft of her hair that's come loose from its plait. I ask her if she'd rather not.
全然ダメじゃないわ。でも
She's probably got like hundreds of these things laying around, and they're all blue.
マユリを取り返すのに私だけの力じゃダメなの。
Oh, I hope she actually does wear the hair clip. That would be cute as hell.
この髪飾りを身につけていればもう自分を見失うことはない。私の気持ちも一緒に持って行ってくれるのね。
Yes.
私の手には魔法の鈴と魔法の笛もある。だから彼女を救い出すことができる。
With Rika-san's hair clip, my magic flute in hand, at last I feel a smoldering heat return to my hollow heart. Oh, we're going to playtime. All right. All right, everybody, buckle up. I'll do my best to keep up, but we know how this goes. Rika-san's words and her hair clip have served to shine a warm light into the hollowed-out tree of my chest and bring my withered emotions back to life. But this has brought with it one unwanted side effect.
緊張で口から心臓が飛び出しそうだわ。
Well, yeah, you're gonna get that. It's fine. Now that my feelings are no longer numbed, nervousness and anxiety has got the better of me. I'm trembling like I've been thrown outside in the dead of winter without an overcoat.
あんなにたくさんの人が。
You mustn't run away, you mustn't run away, you mustn't run away, you mustn't run away! The theater is filled with third-year students in the front rows and second-year students toward the back, all waiting for the play to begin. I've performed in front of similar numbers before in past ballet recitals and recitations, but there's something different this time. I'm the star of this show. Before thoughts of Mayuri had taken precedence, I drifted through rehearsals as though they were happening to someone else. But now that my intense worries about the future are gone,
なんで主役だって指名された時にもっと抵抗しなかったの？
I'm bitterly annoyed at my past self. I lightly run my fingers over the clip in my hair that I borrowed from my amitié partner to help anchor myself in place, and it manages to calm me a little.
リカさんはすごいわ。
Yeah, that girl's done a lot. Like, I have to say that Rika is absolutely one of the strongest, if not the strongest character, in terms of just like, you know, personal strength and what she's kind of gone through, how far she's come, and the way that she's so readily gives of herself for others, not just Suoh, but just anybody. I think that she would have these kinds of feelings toward. And yeah, like she's a, you need an anchor, you need a rock, that girl's gonna be it. I murmur aloud as I watch her talk to Tsuwabuki-san. She's confident and dignified, not afraid of anything. Completely unlike me. But of course she is. I've always been the shy, introverted one. Without her, I...
緊張しているみたいだな。
Hey, how's it going? A sudden voice behind me makes me jump.
驚きすぎだ。臆病な猫みたいだぜ。
My baby looks like such a ah! She's so good. She's so good. Oh my god, she's so good.
リカさん。名前呼びきやすいぞ。
Too familiar.
前日までの泰然自若としたのが嘘みたいじゃないか。
She's referring to how I was acting when my emotions were numbed. She watches me steadily as I feel my cheeks burn and my face flush scarlet.
まあ、今のお前の方は私
Oh, look at her blush.
リカさん。
I blink at the uncharacteristic words, and she goes on with a cat-like smile.
ウィリアム・シェイクスピアが言ったように。
There you go. The valiant never tastes death
勇
but
者は一度
once.
しか死を経験しない。だよ。私も正直こういうのは苦手だが、嫌なことはさっさと済ませちまう方がいい。それに、嫌なことばかりとは限らないぜ。
When I protest that this is hardly the same as Julius Caesar, her sardonic smile disappears. For some reason, her assertion that it's not all bad sticks in my head.
私自身の言葉で
To quote myself, just do the damn thing.
失敗したって命取ら
There
れ
you
るわけじゃない
go. It's not the end of the world if you fail. Just do it. She gave me similar words of encouragement before the Feast of the Assumption. I feel a heat welling in my chest and behind my eyes.
15歳の時にもそう言って励ましてくれたわよね。覚えていたか。手持ちの言葉でいいのがこれくらいしか思いつかなかった。悪いな。いつもエリカさんは私を助けてくれるのね。
I don't know what you're talking about.
だから来やすいって。
Despite what her lips say, her expression is bright and open, and I know she's trying to give me the push I need. I can feel it in the warmth of her small hand on mine.
まあ、いいか。仲間だもんな。
Hell yeah!
そっち仲間だもんね。
Smiling at me, Erika-san softly yet determinedly clasps my hand in hers.
いや、家族で
Oh!
心配すること。お前の背中
that was good. Oh man. You can't get me doing this now. We're not, like, this isn't even an ending. We are literally just backstage before a play. Stop it. You're not playing fair, game. Stop it. Oh. Damn it. Oh. Yeah, she did. I ask reflexively, thinking that this must be the first time she's called me by my given name. A spell broken, Erika-san abruptly drops my hand and looks down. That's ominous. I get the feeling she wants me to forget what she just said. The squeak of her wheelchair recedes. I now have with me the magic bell, the magic flute, and another weapon the prince never got his hands on. It remains there in the warmth, left by her hand on mine. I have nothing to fear. I close my eyes, and when I open them again, the fear I was holding on to has sunk to the bottom of the ocean. I wait quietly for the curtain to rise. All right, folks, I'm going to do my best. Let's go! Cendrillon! Cendrillon. 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 This is a story from long, long ago in a kingdom far, far away. Oh, wait, are they gonna let me actually play it out myself instead of having to, like, keep up with it? Once upon a time, there lived a happy family of 3, a father, a mother, and a daughter. But one day, the mother became ill and passed away. The father, seeing his daughter grief-stricken, soon found a new wife who herself had 2 daughters. For a time, the new family lived happily. However, the father's work began to take him away from home for periods of time. That was when the daughter's ordeal began. The stepmother concealed it when the father was around, but her true nature was haughty and arrogant, as were her daughters. Wow, I only just now picked up on the thematic, the themes matching up here with this story and Suoh's actual life. How did I only just now pick up on that? I have got to be the dumbest reader of visual novels on this planet. She ordered her new stepdaughter around like a servant, forcing her to perform all the household chores on her own. And when she was done, she made the poor girl rake out the ashes from the fire that had been burning all day long. Because the daughter was always soot-stained, the stepmother and stepdaughters took to calling her Cendrillon, meaning of the ashes. So her name is Cinderella, but they call her Cendrillon. Oh, are they just gonna let me have control of this one? Because that does make things a hell of a lot easier. It took us 4 games to do that? I guess it's because this one doesn't have to line up with the music. Maybe that's the case, is that this is more of a play, so it doesn't have to line up perfectly with the music. Also, she's looking so good as the wicked stepmother. Jeez, man. She just sells it so good. Narc. Tsuwabuki is loving this right now. She's loving it. She's eating it up.
母様、そんなことより舞踏会のお話をしましょう。そうよね、私たちが王子様の招待を受けるなんて夢のよう。お前たちは一角の美しい娘として有名だからですよ。母も付き添いとして行くのですから、恥ずかしい真似はしないでちょうだい。お母様。お母様は心配性なんだから、舞踏会が待ち遠しいわ。どんなドレスを着ていけばいいかしら。私は赤いドレスがいい。お花の髪飾りとフリルがたくさんついているともっといい。
You would look great in anything. You're both fantastic.
私もお姉様と合わせようかしら。だったら胸元にもお花の飾りが欲しいわね。きっとお姉様たちにお似合いですね。当たり前よ。
Yeah, okay.
二人のドレスを新調しなくてはね。サンドリオンも舞踏会に連れて行けないかしら。何を言っているの？付き添いならもう一人増えてもいいのでないかと思って。
That's mean.
そんな恐れ多いです。私なんかがいていい場所では。その通りよ。サンドリオンが舞踏会なんてダメに決まっているわ。灰まみれの娘なんかを連れて行ったら私たちまで笑われてしまう。お前は心優しいところがあるから慈悲の心で言うのだろうけれど、サンドリオンが舞踏会に行ったら私たちまで笑われてしまうのだよ。
Cinder winch! Cinder winch! Man, that's such a good word! I'm naming my next band Cinder Winch! In the weeks leading up to the ball, the two stepsisters spent most of their time before the mirror. They did and redid their hair and laced their corsets as tight as they would do, all in a hope of catching the prince's eye. Cinderella was jealous of the sisters and their beautiful dresses, but she endured their excited chatter in silence as she styled their hair. Then, the night of the ball. Clad in their gorgeous ball gowns, cheeks flushed with joyous excitement, the stepmother and her two daughters climbed into their horse-drawn carriage and set off for the castle. Peace. All right, time to break out the jack and be depressed. Cinderella stood watching the carriage, crying silent tears until it disappeared from view. The shimmering dresses, the glittering jewels about their necks and their hair. Although she knew it was all too fancy for her, she desperately wanted to go to the ball with them. Oh, this is gonna be good! Let's go! A soft, gentle voice came from above her head. Yeah, look at this! Full body shot too! Yeah, she looks awesome! Hell yeah! She looks great!
自分から舞踏会には行かないと言っていたのじゃないか。でも本当は私も舞踏会に行きたかった。はい。何もそう恥じることはない。美しいドレスを着て宝石を胸に踊りたいという気持ちはあって当然のことだ。でも私はこんなにもみすぼらしい姿です。少しばかり灰をかぶっているからといって なんだというのだ。
Oh,
そんなものはお前の内面の美しさを。
she's saying that one from the heart. Look at the blush on her face. Ooh, caught that little detail.
あなたは。まずはじめにその質問が来ると思っていたよ。私は魔女だ。
Fairy godparents!
魔女。怯えなくともいい。害したりはしないよ。お前の亡き母にはとてもよくしてもらった恩がある。
How does one come to know a fairy godmother like so well that they actually just like start taking care of your kid too? Man, her mom had to be dope.
母の友人、私に手助けをしてくださるのですか？
Hey man, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Your mom sounds super cool if she knew she knew a fairy godmother. That's pretty awesome.
ああ、舞踏会に行きたいのだろう。はい、でも私にはドレスもお城へ行く馬車もありません。なら私が用意してやろう。魔女様が？様はいらない。こそばゆいよ。恩人の子であること。そしてお前がいい気質をして娘
Again,
から
every time she praises Suoh, every time she praises Cindrillon, her face, like she's blushing every time because that shit's coming from the heart, dude.
さあ、かぼちゃとネズミを持って。
Bring me a pumpkin and a mouse. Tell me you've got these on hand. If you don't, we're kind of boned. Thank God I was able to scrounge together the last of the pumpkins and the mouse. Wondering what on earth her fairy godmother could want them for, Cindrillon did as she was asked and went out into the fields to fetch a pumpkin. Then she took a mouse from one of the traps in the house and brought both back to her godmother. Her fairy godmother neatly hollowed out the pumpkin and tapped it with her wand. Before Cindrillon's very eyes, the pumpkin swelled and turned into a luxurious carriage. Next, her godmother took the mouse, tapped it gently with her wand, tossed it into the air, and there stood a fine mare. Almost sounded very farty. How did they pull that off? On this stage, I wonder.
魔法みたい。その通り、魔法だよ。
They built a really nice looking one out of like cardboard or something. I mean, having worked on plays before and having had to do a little bit of set work in high school, just kind of wondering how they put this together.
それもその通り。この馬車なら。
Or if the things that we're seeing like right here are just kind of like, this is kind of like the idealized version you're supposed to kind of be imagining in your head while you're watching the play, but like on stage it's actually, you know, kind of just like it looks like a high school production.
ありがとうございます。でも、なんだい？馬車はありますけれど、この灰だらけの身なりでは。
Don't worry, I've saved the best for last.
どれ、どんなドレスがいいかね。
Yeah, now how'd they pull this off? Wow, look at you all dolled up and someplace to go.
やはり水色のドレスが似合う。
Again, she's just like, the blush every time she compliments her is very cute.
こんなに素敵なドレス、今まで着たことがありません。お前の母が好きだった色だ。きっと似合うと思ったよ。
I realize that I am covering up some of this presentation and I feel real bad about it. I hope it's not too bad.
魔女様、なんとお礼
we'll do this for now. I'll just be down here. I'll just be down here. Don't worry about it. That good? I mean, I know I've already burnt through like 10 minutes of this thing with my big stupid head being in the way, but this should help, right?
礼なんていい。ただ一つ約束してほしい。今かけた魔法は夜中の12時までしか効かない。時が来れば魔法が解けてしまうんだ。それまでに帰らないと魔法が解けてしまう。そうだ。それだけは気をつけなさい。ドレスは灰かぶりに、馬車はかぼちゃに。
A dead mouse at that. I mean, if it was in the trap, I have to assume it's dead. And so, dressed in her magical dress, Cinderella climbed into her magical carriage and set off for the castle. Okay, yeah, her name is Cinderella. They're just calling her Cinderella to be very mean. When she arrived at the palace, the other guests were stunned by her beauty, and rumors quickly spread of the mysterious lady from a faraway land. And then, in the great ballroom, oh! It's a very nice dress. I've always been a big fan of the shoulderless, and then you got gloves too, like really nice, like long gloves. Yeah, man, y'all are killing it. I think the twins won. Sorry. Look, I think they got the better deal here. I ain't saying anything's wrong with Cinderella's dress. I just think the twins they're peak right now. They got the riz. The stepsisters approached the prince and introduced themselves, acting as though the butter wouldn't melt. But just as they were offering their hands for a dance... Oh, damn! Chidori over here just knocking it out of the friggin' park! Holy crap! Talk about a prince. Yowza! Oh no! Oh no! It's okay, I'll dance with you. The stepsisters whispered together, gossiping about who this esteemed woman could be. Just then, Cinderella entered the ballroom, led by a servant. Oh, okay. I see that you're a private woman. I don't need your name. Hey, look at you! Kill it, look at... Oh my god, Rika over here killing it too. And some of the ladies here also desire you. Probably most of them. Let's just be honest here. You don't know how happy I am to like actually be able to click through the dialogue here and be able to keep up with it. It just feels so nice.
女王陛下、彼女をダンスに誘ってもよろしいでしょうか。ええ。
Oh, look at this.
私、ダンスを踊るのは初めてで。
Fancy.
大丈夫。私に合わせてくれればいい。
Oh, they look so good.
とても上手じゃないか。謙遜だ。君は本当に奥ゆかしいのだね。
Perhaps it was another of her fairy godmother's spells, but Cinderella found her feet light as the air as she glided across the room. Time seemed to pass them by as the two were swept up in their own little world. Cinderelon's stepmother and stepsisters watched the prince and the lady dance, but none of them recognized the beautiful, transformed woman before them. Then... Ding dong, bing bong!
どうしたんだい？そろそろ12時になろうとしています。私は帰らなくては。そんな、まだ。ありがとうございます。本当に素晴らしい体験でした。明日も舞踏会は明日も行います。
Yo, can we get a little dose of that magic tomorrow night? Oh, okay, yeah, they did say that, like, the ball lasted 2 nights in this version. Cinderella agreed to the prince's request, curtsied politely, then rushed from the castle. When she arrived home, the horse and carriage disappeared like smoke in the wind. Cinderella cried out, for she had made a promise to the prince. She begged for her fairy godmother to use her magic again tomorrow, and her godmother's voice answered her, saying that she would come again at the same time the next night. Wasn't she awesome? The following morning, Cinderella rose early as usual and set about cleaning and preparing breakfast. When her stepmother and stepsisters awoke, she greeted them as usual.
とても素敵な舞踏会だったわ。本当に夢のようだった。
Yeah, you totally couldn't imagine.
お城が絢爛豪華なことも驚いたけれど、王子様と、そしてあのお姫様。
Tell me all about this mysterious lady.
そうそう、すごく綺麗な人だったわ。
Oh, really? Was she the most beautiful woman you've ever seen? Was she the most amazing dancer? That sounds so wonderful.
確かに美しい姫君だったけれどね。お前たちも認められて招待されたのだよ。王子様にダンスを申し込みなさい。
Yeah, man, I still think they won the dress competition. That's just me, though. That's just me. But things did not go as the stepmother wished. The moment the prince laid eyes on Cinderella, he took her hand as though he never meant to let it go and gazed deep into her eyes. Aww.
なんだい？私たちの間に何か問題でもあるのかな？そんなことはありません。でも私は。でもはなしだ。君には幸せになる権利がある。今までずっと探し求めていた自分を曲げずに。
Straight and true. I'm sorry, there ain't a damn thing straight about anybody in the cast of this game, let alone this play. What? Hello? Huh? Yo, what happened? You can't what? Yo, what? Music? Wait. You... What the... What's go... Why are you crying? I was just playing it up, huh? What? Excuse me? What? What is going? What? Is this in her head? Is she just like seeing this? What? What? What is happening? Dude, what? Dude, what? Dude, what? Oh my god. No, don't. What is happening, dude? No, I think it's the other way around. If magic were real. Oh. Oh. Dude, is she just like seeing this? Like, is this just kind of like, you know, tulpa of agape? Is this how we're happening? Is this a tulpa? She just kind of seeing Chidori as, or is this like a real thing? God, these lines in the script are just like perfect too. Oh my god. What is happening? The heavy toll of the bell echoed to the space between them. The clock was striking midnight. The spell was about to wear off. Cinderlon turned pale as a ghost. If she knew for when the last petal faded that she would no longer be the dazzling lady the prince had fallen for, she would go back to being the poor soot-stained girl covered in ashes. Now it's advancing on its own. She felt as though her heart was breaking. To have found love only to have it taken away. My God, stop it! But she could not let the prince see her in rags. Breaking away from his embrace, she raced down the stairs. Then, when the last note of the bell faded into the darkness, the lady was nowhere to be seen. But days a slipper. That is really hard to read. The prince stood rooted to the spot. I have to actually lean in to read this past my microphone because these colors are terrible. I'm just gonna press the button and then cycle back because I could not read that at all. That, you need to add some drop shadow to that or something. All right, hold on. I bet I can't roll back here, can I? No, I can't. Alright, that's fine.
まるで見放された子犬のよう。でも無理もない。王子様はきっと姫君に恋していたのだから。
Okay, can I go back? Lady left behind. The prince stood rooted in the spot, his heart in tatters. Then he made his way down the stairs. He came across a single glass slipper. Then it seems like the lady left behind a dainty glass slipper. The prince picked it up and spent the rest of the night just staring at it. Okay. Cinderlon heard her stepsisters gossiping when they returned from the hall for the ball. But the dream was over. Cinderlon's fleeting moment of happiness was no more. She would never see the prince again. Then, as soon as the ball was over, a royal declaration was issued. The prince will take as his bride whomever this glass slipper fits. That feels like a gambit and a half because, you know, lots of people can wear the same size shoe. I don't imagine finding somebody with the same size of feet is going to be much of a problem. But if this is a fairy tale, then there's a magic that will not let the wrong foot go in the slipper, is probably. Every eligible woman in the land scrambled to try their foot in the shoe. Yet no matter how many of them tried it, the slipper would not fit on any of their feet. The stepsisters, too, took their turns trying to fit the shoe, but to no avail. Cinderlon, who had been peeking into the scene, realized that this must be a contrivance of her fairy godmother's magic. The shoe would mold itself only to the foot of its true wearer. So, it's still Mayuri, like she's actually here. How did that happen? They just were they doing some shit behind the scenes while Suoh was kind of out of her mind? Suoh saw a corpse and we all used that as a reason to go find Mayuri or something? You better have an explanation after this play's over, if this is indeed happening. Noticing Cinderlon, the prince called out to her. Her stepmother and stepsisters attempted to put a stop to it, but the prince insisted. Cinderlon sat down timidly on a chair and slid her foot into the glass slipper. Somebody's being a sore loser right now. Like magic, like a glove, or like a shoe in this instance. How did it happen? Get dumpstered, you nerds! Oh my god. Oh, this is all so damn... It all ties to this story. It's all thematically and... Yeah. Oh, for for 10 months. Oh, you are all so nuts. They had to have been doing some shit behind the scenes to make this work. The fairy godmother raised her wand and transformed Cinderlon's soot-stained clothes into the glittering dress she wore to the hall, and flowers appeared in her hair. There stood the beautiful lady who had so entranced everyone at the palace, and she was Cinderlon. Oh God, she's asking Rika for permission. She's like giving her blessing / giving Suoh away, or giving her away, basically.
愛し合う二人を誰が咎めることなどできましょ
Oh
うか。
my god.
王家に伝わる指輪を。
It's so sweet, it's sickening.
良いのですよ。
Like, how is she keeping it together? She's doing an amazing job of holding everything together right now. That's all I can say.
誓いの指輪を。
She gets the slipper on, but then the ring doesn't fit. Womp womp. A single tear rolled down Cinderland's cheek as the prince slid the symbol of their unbreakable bond onto her finger. But it was not a tear of sadness. It was a tear of pure joy. Joy? It was a tear of pure joy? It was a tear of pure joy to be held in the arms of someone who truly loved her. Okay, you gotta tell me what happened. All right, let's go. We're going backstage right now, and everybody is gonna sit down in a big circle and tell us what the F happened. How did you do this? Right, probably okay for me to pop back up here like that. As I wait, I stare up at the moon, silver and sharp as a blade. When we embraced during the play and she slid the ring onto my finger, we arranged to meet here at midnight. We met in the darkened library that night, too. And between us, we forged something that would not soon be broken. The excitement of the play still thrums in my veins, and I feel neither cold nor the solitude. Even though standing here all alone in the library, it wouldn't be unusual for me to see my stepmother. My stepmother. I look around, half expecting her to step out from the shadows, but I'm relieved to find the dark corner is empty. As it first seemed at the Feast of the Assumption, perhaps the joy of the play was enough to drive her away for good. A happy warmth spreads from through my chest to fill my entire body, leaving no room for fear or gloom. Hearing the soft sound of the door opening, I turn toward the noise. A figure is moving toward me through the darkness, footsteps echoing through the room. I'd recognize that silhouette anywhere. Kept you waiting, huh? Yes, I'm gonna do it every time! Mayuri Kosaka stands before me, not behind a wall, not just a voice. My amitié is right here in front of me. Boy, this is... Whoa. It took a while to get here! Oh my god, so beautiful. Like, how could you possibly resist? The heat welling up inside me is too much. I throw my arms around her and hug her tightly. Mayuri does the same, wrapping her arms around me and pulling me close. The scent of her envelops me, and I feel her body pressed close against mine only fuels the fire within me further. Our lips are burning as hot as our hearts. The feelings and the warmth exchanged between us makes me wish I could melt into her. I feel like they probably should have subtitled this stuff. It seems very important. I can feel Mayuri's heart beating fast, a tangible reminder that she's really here in my arms. I press my ear to her chest to hear it better. Oh. Oh. Just the normal everyday stuff is all you need. She stops speaking abruptly, and I raise my head from her chest and look at her. That's always a good sign, when the music stops. Tears are beating in her eyes, and a sudden rush of unease courses through me. What? We already did this! What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are we doing this again? 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 We spent 10 months to get back here! But... You're going back to her. You're going back to her. Wait. Did I... What am I missing? Hello? Uno momento, por favor? I've learned what it feels like to be happy, so I want to stay with her until the end so that she can experience happiness too. Love thy neighbor. Mayuri wants to stay with Mother Elder? What? Hello? What? I feel like I missed a chapter or two. I feel like I somehow missed a chapter. Did I accidentally press skip 4 chapters and not find out who Mother Elder is? I can understand that, but... Yeah, this really sucks! That's a big old bummer! You can't do this to the poor girl twice! Boy, that's a real crappy way of looking at it, sure. Oh, okay. I mean, just you are, you know, the person that I love. You're gonna go somewhere and be with some Mother Elder, I guess? Tears spill from my eyes. Not wanting her to see me like this, I hang my head and she presses a gentle kiss to my forehead. It's a bittersweet kiss of farewell. What is happening, dude? Hello? She pulls back from me, taking her warmth and her scent with her, and my heart is torn apart. What? Erica? Hello? What? That's a wheelchair, right? I jerkily raise my head at the sound of the squeaky wheels and a familiar voice. From the shadow of a bookshelf, a caregiver appears, pushing a wheelchair. I can just make out their silhouettes through the darkness. From the shadow of a caregiver. So Mother Elder's here. Mother, like Dahlia's mom? Like, is Dahlia's mom? Like, again, I feel like I've missed something. Mayuri walks over to them, slowly and reluctantly, but of her own free will. I want to scream at her not to go, to come back to me. I want to chase after her and throw my arms around her. But I don't. For I have seen the two blue butterflies fluttering beside the figure in the... I need a moment here because I don't know what's going on. For I have seen the two blue butterflies fluttering beside the figure in the wheelchair, and I can't bring myself to move or speak. What butterflies? Who is Mother Elder? Dude, what? Because I know how they feel. Mayuri whispers something to the nurse. With a bat-like squeak, the figure in the wheelchair, the goddess of truth, leaves, her two companions and the butterflies in tow. Okay, so Mother Elder is the goddess of truth. And that... No... She's related to Xian Basquiat somehow. She has to be. We don't know what Xian Basquiat is to Dahlia either. I don't know, dude. Mayuri whispers something to the nurse. With a bat-like squeak, the figure in the wheelchair, the goddess of truth, leaves. Her two companions, which would be the caregiver and Mayuri, and then the butterflies are... But we have butterflies now. The library is silent and empty once again. I look up at the scimitar-shaped moon. And I pray that the path they walk does not take them through the valley of the shadow of death. Dude, what? Dude, what? What am I even supposed to think right now? What even happened here? How did we get Mayuri back during the play? And why did it like turn into this? At the like, I feel like this game just barfed a bunch of stuff into my lap, but I have no idea what any of it means. I do know, like, okay, I know that this is not the only ending, obviously. I just don't understand this ending. I don't understand what this is supposed to mean. And if this is like the other games in the series, you have to get like an end, like you have to get the green ending to open up the other endings, from what I'm understanding. So what was the purpose of this ending? What is this ending even called? Like, Mother Elder ending? What? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I feel like so much stuff just I don't want to say hand waved, but so much stuff just happened, and I have no idea what any of it means right now. And again, this is definitely a trust the process kind of thing. Because surely the game's going to make all of this make sense, but this is like a hell of an ending to get. This is a hell of an ending to force the player to get the first time. And assuming that they're going to explain everything, it's a hell of a way to like lead the player on. It's a bold move, Cotton. Like I guess that's all I can really say about that is it's very bold to force the player to get this kind of ending first. Because all you've done is just like, you solved one thing and then you threw like 5 new things at the player and they just had no idea that shit was coming at all. Okay, so yeah, this is whatever this is. Whew, so weird, man. Benito. We get a new title screen? No? No, it's just the same one. Okie doke. Before we go, though, the gallery's open, so let's hop in there. End list. Mayuri end? That was Mayuri end? What the hell else? Okay, I guess. Okay. Well, I suppose what we'll be doing after this is it's either gonna be bad endings or jumping to another end. I don't really know what I should do. So I guess in the meantime, that's gonna do it for now. But as always, hey, thanks so much for coming out. Always appreciate you spending some of that valuable free time that you got with me. It's awful pleasant, awful nice of you. And I hope you have a nice rest of your whatever, wherever you are. And we will catch you right back here next time.